Good news this week, September 2025, Tortoises, books, sweaters. The best positive news was celebrating this week a military widow mom. An author turned her old pickup truck into a traveling van bookstore. In addition to being a military widow mother and southerner, Karie Fugett is also the author of the memoir Alive Day about her experience as a military spouse. Familiar with the inner workings of the military, she's now fighting what she calls a war on knowledge in taking shape in her home state of Alabama. Earlier this year, a state board voted to defund a local library under a new book ban law after parents criticized the library for carrying sexually explicit books that depict LGBTQ stories. Similar efforts are happening in states like Florida. Knowing firsthand the impact this kind of censorship can have, she wanted to help. So she's converting a rusty 1940 Ford pickup truck into a traveling band bookstore called the Bandwagon. Why is this good news? The Bandwagon will help put banned and challenged books back into the hands of the people who need them the most. That includes LGBTQ youth and other marginalized communities, but also to help anyone and everyone access books that challenge their worldview. From an expert how to avoid disturbing content on social media and protect your peace. Global solar panel installations surged by 64% in the first 6 months of 2025. In the first half of this year, the world added 380 gigawatts of new solar capacity, a 64% increase over the same time period last year. In 2024, it took until September to surpass 250 GW of new capacity this year. That milestone was achieved back in June. This continued rapid expansion of solar has made it the fastest growing source of new electricity generation, with global solar output rising by 28% in 2024 compared to 2023. And China is still leading the charge, installing more than twice as much solar as the rest of the world combined in the first 6 months of the year. Competing against itself, its installations more than doubled compared to the first 6 months of 2024. California's first solar panel-covered canal is now fully online and providing clean energy. A 1.6 megawatt solar power project just came online in California's Central Valley. It's not on a rooftop or massive field. These solar panels stretch across canals and generate clean electricity in a remote area where cotton, tomatoes, and hundreds of other crops grow. Called Project Nexus. It's the second canal-based solar project operating in the US. The first started producing power in October 2024 for the Pima and Maricopa tribes near Phoenix, Arizona, and one of just a handful in the world. The 20-foot wide stretch of Project Nexus was finished in March, and a 110-foot wide portion completed at the end of August. Researchers will continue to monitor the project's performance, while a separate initiative is working to fast-track more projects like it. Why is this good news? This unique solar project has a multitude of benefits, with research showing that placing the panels above water both helps keep panels cool, which improves their efficiency and electricity output and prevents water loss from evaporation, especially in drought-prone areas. Mexican entrepreneurs create vegan leather out of prickly pear cactus, helping save 1 billion animals a year. A Florida woman is single-handedly saving tortoises from getting hit by drivers at a state park. One of the Florida's most visited parks, Honeymoon Island State Park, is also a critical habitat for the state's gopher turtle population. When park volunteers told Maggie Saras that they were seeing a rise in tortoise roadkills at the park, coinciding with a statewide population decline in recent decades, due in large part to cars. She wanted to help. So the retired special education teacher started spending her days near a park entrance, holding a sign that reads "Drive slow, look below," encouraging drivers to ease up on the gas pedal. And her efforts have been paying off, with none killed during the first 2 weeks of her outreach. Arizona State University received its largest ever grant to launch a new school dedicated to preparing the next generation of conservation leaders. At Climate Week in New York City this week, Arizona State University announced its brand new school dedicated to preparing the next generation of conservation leaders, thanks to the university's largest ever philanthropic investment. Rob Walton, a philanthropist, conservationist, and the former chairman of Walmart, made a historic $180 million investment to establish the School of Conservation Futures, which will be named after him. The school will be laser focused on conservation, because protecting the planet's future is protecting our future. What's the nuance? Walton is the eldest son of the founder of Walmart, which, as the largest retailer in the world, is not known for being particularly environmentally friendly. But investments like this are critical in developing the people and solutions we'll need in the future to manage the planet's resources wisely. Do we wish the damage wasn't being done in the first place? Definitely. Do the solutions we need require the best minds and a lot of money? Also definitely. This college student was tired of seeing red solo cups litter her campus. She invented a way to turn them into sweaters. A new report found that 80 million more children are now supported by national school meal programs worldwide, according to a new report from the United Nations. Nearly 80 million more children are now receiving school meals through government-led programs than in 2020. That's a 20 increase, bringing the global total to at least 466 million children. Notably, low-income countries saw even larger progress, increasing the number of children receiving school meals by 60 in the last 2 years alone. This is led by Africa, which is feeding another 20 million children in countries like Kenya, Madagascar, Ethiopia, and Rwanda. This progress is backed by global funding for school meals that's more than doubled from $43 billion in 2020 to $84 billion in 2024, 99 of that coming from national budgets. Why is this good news? Governments can do a lot of good for their